Opinions expressed in this program are those of the program's host and guests, and not necessarily those of WSTU management, staff, or sponsors. WSTU does not endorse any products mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's now time for Leadership in Business, brought to you by John Campion of European Kitchen and Bath. Call in with questions and comments. 220-9788. 220-WSTU. And now, here's your host.
Ignore. No, just kidding.
Ignore that man behind the curtain. Right?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
I'm John Campion, your host with Frank Mezzapelle, world famous, and Big Frank Mezzapelle, as he's known.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we got to thank Lee from the insurance company, right?
Lee
Carroll from
Yeah.
Deacon's Carroll. And
it's a great story.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you were like pumping these 5-pound weights at LA Fitness.
Well, he always called me that, and so here I am at LA Fitness doing what they do when you're a new client there. They have one of their staff show you around, and it's kind of nice, and the whole idea is for you to sign up for extra services, right? So okay, and so Lee happened to be there with his lovely wife Mabel. And he would have Mabel came over, said hello, referred to me as Big Frank, and I was just okay. And then there was this big guy come by. He goes, "Hey, Big Frank, how you doing?" Like that.
What about it?
Yeah, and a couple more people came by, and what this other guy didn't know, was showing me around that Lee was in the background somewhere, feeding these people over.
Call him Big Frank. What about it?
Oh, God.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's been a few years, but
yeah.
Boy, that goes fast.
That is great.
Well, I'm glad I have the honor to introduce you as such. Who else would?
We got to get Lee on one day.
Yeah, we do.
That would be fun.
If we had Leon and, some of your other cherry guests.
Wow. Yeah.
There's been some good ones over the years.
Yes.
We've been on the same station, but we've traveled a long road.
Well said. Long and winding roads.
After 5 p.m.
Yes.
Nothing good happens after 5 p.m.
That's true.
Or until 5 p.m.
And it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right.
Yes.
So drink that first one. It's going to be damn good.
That's right. Oh, my goodness. So one of our alleged sponsors, one of our show sponsors is going to be Frankie.
Yep.
And their company you have a history with that goes back
oh boy do
a few years.
They never denied my sales account, spending account thing.
Good.
I had a little nepotism going there. My brother would sign it. Yeah, thanks,
brother Tom, right?
Hey Tom, what bar are we going to tonight? Yeah.
I love it. That's great. So they have a variety of products that they offer. Starting with kitchen sinks, they have faucets, they have filtration products, right? And there's what they refer to as kitchen solutions. So
Yep. That's big time.
Yes.
I'll be happy
especially
to explain
like
that.
the island sink, island counters.
They have functions. There's, you've seen some of these things recently. What's great is they have areas to where you can, when you are cleaning your dishes, they have areas for your waste disposal, for your to put your lemons and limes, and you pick the what you want.
Yes.
And it's really quite amazing. So you get a sink and you buy accessories. And the cool thing about Frankie, and we'll butch this thing from now on. I always say, if you're in the US, you can say Frankie,
right?
Because we're a bunch of Yankees,
right?
And really, the pronunciation is actually Franke,
right?
Again, it's a Swiss company,
yes.
And it's the world's largest manufacturer of stainless steel residential sinks. Based out of Switzerland, they probably have about 50 manufacturing plants around the world,
right?
And they're big, and they not only do that, but they like you were mentioning, they have all the support that goes for it. So when we're working with somebody, you know, they come back there and they see all these sinks and their displays and they go, wow, wow, you know, and we have a very good, as you know, we have a pretty good setup. I mean,
Yeah.
I could have put some, I probably need to put some blinking lights back there or something to wake everybody up. But, you know, it's one of those things where you walk through there and if you were just coming in to look and go, God, they don't have anything here, but we do. And it's
Yeah.
hidden in the cabinets. And like I told a couple people today, I said, if you don't see something that you want to see, just ask. And that definitely brought up some good questions and people wanting to know. So, you know, that's the nice thing when you go into anybody's showroom and you
Mhm.
can walk around and you might be looking for something specific because you saw it on the internet or
Right.
your sister has
Or you
one.
saw one of those HG, you know,
Yeah, you were
TV
watching
shows,
where they
right?
whipped out that Property Brothers
Mm.
project
Mhm.
6 weeks into 1 hour. That is just
Makes
when
your
you
head
have
hurt.
well, when you have twins, you can do twice as fast.
That's true.
Right.
Mm.
Right. So I didn't know if they were going to each have triplets. And anyways, that's another story.
That
But
is.
so what we try to do is give you, you know, it's real easy to go into a big box store and pick a cheap sink and maybe inexpensive disposer, inexpensive faucet, and then you're going to forget a couple things that you're going to need to put to have that put in, whether it's you or a plumber, doesn't matter. And there's other products that we have. We have there's air switches you can get, which is for a disposer where you don't want to have. You can have the control right in the surface of your countertop, and
Ah,
it's like a jacuzzi button in your pool.
okay. All right.
And it's just you just press it and you got your button. You don't
And you're
have
off to the races.
you don't have something electric switch on the wall with your hands are wet. And you
Yeah, that's always a fun trip,
Yeah.
isn't it? When your hands are wet, you go, should
Where
I
do
hit that
sparks-
switch or
yeah,
not?
Did she do something to that?
Do I really want to touch
Yeah,
this
and
switch?
it's very
Yeah.
true. And you have no worries with this. It's easy to clean and change and. So you have that, and then you mentioned filter systems. They have
Yeah.
a very wide we sell so many filter systems, but the main filter systems we're selling here, Frank, are taste and smell.
Mhm.
So you have your point of use faucet, let's say, on your
Mhm.
counter, and you've got your hooked up to your filter system, and your filter system is pulling out the chlorine and the smell. And what we do in our store is I'll pour water from the regular Stewart water, which is supposed to be great water, and it's pretty,
yeah.
it's water.
Yep.
And then I can fill up another cup with the stuff from the Buttercup,
Yeah.
and it's a different color and
Yeah.
smell. So
Isn't that
it's really
amazing?
amazing.
Yeah.
And I think I've told this story before. I did that when we opened our Vero store, but they
Yeah.
don't use as much chlorine up there. So
Ah,
my trick didn't work. But it's not really a trick. It's showing you what
right.
you're putting in.
Right.
I know at my house, like at night when I get up and I've been snoring and my tongue is stuck to my roof of my mouth and I get up and go to the bathroom and get a drink of water. I don't care what that water tastes like. I just want it to,
Right.
moisten my mouth again. Whereas, you see, I carry this glass around, this, what are these things? The Corksicle.
Yeah.
And
It's like a Yeti.
I
right?
just try to keep that.
Yeah.
That's about 26 ounces.
Mhm.
And we have filtered water at work, but it's on a chiller.
Yeah.
So you can get chillers. You can put a chiller under your counter to chill your water that you get out of your faucet.
Right. Because Florida water, even the cold tap, doesn't come out cold.
No, that's exactly right.
It's kind of tepid.
Yeah, and that's one of the things now that when you're in your bathroom, you have widespread faucets. They're usually about 8 inches. If you have a cheap faucet, you got a 4-inch spread,
Right.
and then called somebody out.
I'm acquainted with that one.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, I am too.
Yeah. Hang on.
And-
We got somebody on our news.
oh, it's got to be our boy Charlie.
Could be. You're on our newsmaker line. Go ahead.
Hello, Frank. Hello, John.
How you
Hello,
doing?
Charlie.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hello, Newman.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. Hello.
Okay. So anyway,
So what's going on?
you've got a great showroom, but I still love that sink that was made in Vietnam.
Yep. Well,
Mhm.
you like those. There's plenty
No,
of them
no.
in there.
So you're talking about this water treatment unit. The people up in space, they've been touting what they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They
they
recycle everything.
They recycle everything.
Everything. If it's liquid, it's
Everything.
recycled. Yeah.
you're in, you're out. And it's,
Really? Did they do the other thing too, Frank?
They do everything.
that,
Yeah.
that turns into thicker water.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. That's gets said when
That's
the
good.
yeah,
I don't
it's
think I want
disposed.
to drink
Yeah.
that.
Meat,
I tell
meatloaf.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's start growing some mushrooms someplace.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
easy to
good for
do.
mushrooms. I don't
Mhm.
want to drink that.
No,
I guess I wouldn't be a
They
good
do.
astronaut.
they do have a separator.
It
Yeah.
probably goes in and gets turned into like a frozen block and then excreted out into the
Mars
atmosphere.
bar.
And Mars bar. Yeah, that's
God.
great.
Oh my!
Oh,
Lord.
my.
That was good.
That was
Charlie.
good, Charlie.
Frank, did you find something pinned up on the board?
I did. I set it aside, so I'll
Good.
get it
Good.
to you. It's got your name on it, so I'll make
No,
sure.
no, it's for you.
No, I know,
I'm
but it's got your
re-gifting.
dude. It's got your name
You
on it.
actually puts my
Do not
name on it?
argue with the radio people.
Are you kidding me? Evan did that? I
Yeah.
figured it would just be.
Oh
a
no,
gift
no.
certificate.
Yeah, it is, but it's got your
You
name
think
on
so?
it. So it's So yeah, I'll hand deliver it to you.
You know, we can get together.
Charlie, I don't know what it is, but I can tell
If
you
you
what.
wanted to go by, you could just say, "Hey, I changed my name to Charlie."
See,
It's
Nice.
probably Palm City Charlie you put, right?
Exactly right. And so
Well, just tell them that you're actually Palm City Charlie.
yeah, I don't
We're
think
both
so.
short. Frank.
Yeah,
We're both
yeah.
short.
Charlie, I
Yeah,
want
Yeah,
you to
those are
You're
going
my
back.
brother from another mother.
I
Yeah.
want you to come up with a game where you go around to like 6 different businesses and see how much free stuff you can get.
Well, wouldn't that be fun?
Just ask, do you have any free stuff?
Evan said the first call. I have a new phone. I'm stumbling around. It took me forever, and my odds of being the first call were pretty good.
Mm,
Oh,
I was,
well,
I was the first caller.
did you
Very
hit
good.
send?
I'm not as smart as a fourth grader. No, it was actually a fifth grader. But I
Fifth grader,
said I
yeah.
only taught fourth grade, so
Ah,
you know,
We
All
were
right.
talking about
But
that
I got-
last week.
I got the Marie Antoinette answer correctly.
yes, you did.
Ooh,
And the
that's-
question was
Who was the last president or the Queen of France?
the last queen of
President-
France.
The patriarch of France.
Marie Antoinette.
That's
Marie
right.
Antoinette, she lost her head.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a pretty sharp situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I bet that she was smarter than you know who.
Well, yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe. No,
Maybe,
I think
maybe even still.
maybe even still. Yes.
Hey, Charlie, I just want to tell you, we
Indeed.
missed you last week, so I hope everything was okay.
I don't know what was happening last week because I normally call.
Yeah.
I think I called at the end and
Oh,
I forget what you guys were talking about.
Oh, it must have been.
yeah. If
compelling.
I'm not looking at the phone, there's no audio ring on the phone. So unless I'm looking for the green blinking light, I'm not.
You are a lucky man.
I might miss your call. So
Oh,
if I don't
okay.
take the call, it's not for any other reason other than I missed it.
I didn't say I called, but now
Yeah.
that you may have missed it, I called, right?
Well, we just,
well done.
Frank was probably paying attention to the show for once. So.
Yeah, I
Well,
try.
I'm glad to hear that Frank is pumping iron.
Yeah.
He is going to be one tough dude.
Tough
He already
to-
is. He's big
I'm going
and
to bring
he's-
him up to DC and he can challenge who for push-ups.
Oh yeah, there's an idea.
That would be good.
Well, that'd be fun. You got to do the one arm push-ups though to really.
Frank, I don't think you'll ever be able to
No,
do
no,
one.
with,
no.
with your wife on your back.
Yeah, one arm. I love it. It's
All right.
great.
Well, listen, it's time well past your break.
Yes, well
It's
past my
time to
bedtime
have
too.
The
All right.
cartoons that I used to watch as a kid.
Very
right.
good. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Thanks.
Nothing up the sleeve.
That's right. Yes, let's do that. Let's see if we can get that going here.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Key.
All right. Little summer break music for you, right?
You bet. I've been to Kokomo.
Yeah, Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I drove right through it. There's a, was it like 42 or whatever? I forget the name of the 40, one
I
of the
don't know.
roads.
I stayed there, so I
Oh,
just
wow.
went. I
Yeah.
drove up from Nashville, and I
Mm.
was doing a special project when I was with Frankie,
Mm-hmm.
and that was where the market up there in Kokomo,
Yeah.
Evansville,
Yeah.
Owensboro, some other place.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
that's where I put. We put 10 McDonald's diners in McDonald's.
Wow.
So you had a real diner in the McDonald's
Wow.
where you could either pull up to the outside window and wait forever and
Mhm.
order your, you could order your ribeye steak and eggs, or you could
Wow.
order your fried chicken, or you could get, whatever that
Uh-huh.
they serve at the deli. I mean, the diner right there. They have little phones at the booths.
How cute.
So you could go in, and it was a test, and they tested it. And then I left the company
Mm.
to come down here, and they had closed the project down because I wasn't there.
Ah.
We supplied the equipment, and me.
It's an interesting concept, but
Yeah.
and Kokomo is interesting because it's middle America,
Yeah,
and that's probably why they picked
it's one
it
of their
out.
test markets.
Yeah.
They pick these test markets there. I've been in test
Just like
markets.
McDonald's picked a Detroit area for the QLT,
Okay.
right? Quarter pounder, lettuce, tomato.
Yep.
Yep.
And they had they were all over. They were Greenville, North Carolina, Colorado Springs.
mhm.
I can name them because I had to go there.
You had to go there.
Yeah.
But-
Oh boy, this was fun.
I liked it, but it failed the management test for QC.
They couldn't manage it. I don't
Yeah.
doubt it.
Yeah, I
There's
mean they
a lot
had
of labor in there.
well, they had a quality control requirement,
Yeah.
and they just couldn't meet their standards. And I guess my standards are not as high as McDonald's.
Well,
so-
not to deviate from. Well, you
Yeah.
would be amazed because I got to go to their test kitchens a lot. I was in
Mhm.
there. The coolest part about that. Now I'm letting all the secrets out.
Yeah. Do tell.
They had this really cool test kitchen in a suburb of Chicago,
Mhm.
which shall remain nameless.
Okay.
And
Grove
anyways, you go
Village?
in there.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Good try. One try.
Yeah.
One try.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, one and done.
Okay.
But anyways, you go in there and they would like take, let's say, for example, I used that example of Colorado Springs. They were
Mhm.
trying this whole new meal delivery system
Mhm.
made for you, which became something eventually within 2 years.
Right.
And, but they would have the whole ticker tape of that day from the first person through the drive through and the
Mhm.
first person through the counter. And this thing would print everything what they had to make at that time and where it was coming from, drive through, dining room. They would get so much business through the drive through in the
Yeah.
morning. But anyways, so they would make all the stuff
Nice.
and they'd have real people who were paid to be there to be customers
Mhm.
who would they'd be standing in line with a tray and they'd go up there and they had a fake drive through and they'd go through and do all the stuff. And it was just made. But what the coolest part, Frank, was any food ordered, it was on that runway thing there. You could take whatever you want. So you're sitting there
Nice.
going, oh, wow, look at that. A Southwest chicken sandwich from the Southwest.
Yes.
We don't get those up in Wisconsin.
No, that's true.
So anyways, it was really, you could sit there and
Get all the different
we go over
flavors.
there-
Yeah.
We go over there for lunch, and of course my brother would remind us, don't eat too many of those. You'll die soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it was fun to go to the lab
Mhm.
and, they had a name for it. So a lot of fun working with the McDonald's people. So anyways, just to let you know that Frankie does the fabrication and consolidation of buyouts. Fabrication, you got to make the cabinet.
Mhm.
Buyouts, it's a refrigerator, it's a
Mm.
spoodle, it's a walk-in cooler.
Oh yeah.
So they were commissioned. They do 50% of all the McDonald's restaurants in the world.
That's huge.
And so,
Huge.
yeah. And so I had, when I was out there in the field, I was in the mid-Atlantic states, had about 5 states, and I'll probably do about, maybe 80, 90 new stores a year and a bunch of remodels and a bunch of little other piddly crap that took up your time.
Right.
But, I'm talking Maryland, DC, Virginia, North Carolina,
Yeah.
Tennessee, Southern Kentucky,
Mhm.
Western Arkansas, Northern Mississippi,
Yeah.
Northern Alabama. Yeah. So a lot of
Little
times,
banjo music.
and I lived in Richmond, Virginia at
Mhm.
the time, which isn't exactly close to everything. It's all right. But I was there for 18 years, and I used to, a lot of times I would say, Dee Dee, I'll be back in 2 weeks. And I'd hop in my little Bonneville and off I'd drive to,
Wow.
the far reaches of
Yeah.
Nashville and,
Yeah.
halfway across Memphis and all. Oh my God.
Elvis country.
North Carolina, you're
Mhm.
driving I-40, the length of
Mhm.
I-40. You're going, holy crap, when do I get to that exit with the
Right.
Choco Tacos and the Mountain Dews?
Mm.
Needed a little sugar crave. But in all reality, and I know this sounds silly to whoever's listening, it was just a really good time. By the way, this is the Leadership in Business, John Campion,
Right.
and I'm your host from European Kitchen and Bath, and I'm here with my really good friend Frank Mezzapel, Big Frank, wonderful, marvelous, wonderful. We are the Dollar Tree Boys.
Yes. They're their best customers.
We
sure.
are.
Yes.
We are. Today I had to ask where the Wally Willoughby was.
Oh yeah. But
The guy took me right. He goes, they should be. Here they are. I
yeah.
said, I think
They
they.
got its own peg on it.
They do.
Yeah.
I think they have smaller packaging now.
Mhm.
I don't know. But
They did shrink the packaging
Okay,
just
well,
a
that's
bit.
okay.
I
Everybody
thought
else.
so too. Yeah.
Wow, they must have small ice cream. Okay. So, anyways, so maybe with that we'll have a conversation on the McDonald's stuff another time. But the whole thing that Frankie does, they are They are located in Nashville. They've been through a lot of distribution stuff. They manufacture at every one of their manufacturing facilities. They have several warehouses, which Nashville is. It's the home for their corporate folks who cover many things. You go to McDonald's and you get you go anything through the drive-through, any coffee. Frankie makes the coffee machine for McDonald's.
Do they really?
Yeah, they own a coffee machine company out in Seattle. And so that's their coffee maker in there.
Wow.
Which is,
if you can only get McDonald's to, maybe Frankie can make their ice cream machine, because they can't seem to.
that's the big, that's
That's
always
Taylor,
been the
right?
big, yeah, Taylor Freezer.
Yeah.
That's the big, they
Yeah.
had a thing on the news on it the other night,
Man.
because you used to want to know where the swirl machine was working.
Mhm.
And, they're only just chocolate. Or not at
Interestingly
all.
enough, Taylor, a big part of their revenue is the service work.
Oh, sure.
And if you're a McDonald's franchise, you have to call for their service.
Yes. There is a alternate unit that was sold for a while. It was an Italian ice cream unit.
No, of course.
And of course, yeah, why not? I mean, get some
Italian
more.
ice.
Yeah,
Plays the Tarantella.
But they one of the reps one of the guys who was in charge of the account was with Taylor for like 20 years,
Mhm.
because I got seats with him at the Tennessee Titans Dolphins game one time up in the box.
Nice.
I see this guy walking from New Jersey on the side of the sidewalk. I'm going with my son, Sam. Sam's like, this was the 2 days before 9/11. And we're driving in, and I go to Sam. I go, dang, there's the germ. There's a guy's name, Greg Jermaki, and everybody called him the Germ, for a little Lebanese guy. I'm the Germ. I'm from New Jersey. He's just a wonderful person. And anyways, here he's walking on the sidewalk by himself. I pull over. I go, Germ, what are you doing down here in Nashville? You live in New Jersey. I got the box for the game tonight with the Dolphins. So we go sit down, and we had some decent seats, and he comes down later with the seats to go sit up in the box. And Sam didn't want to go.
Really?
His dad, I don't want to go. I said, why? He thought that something was going to happen. I go, dude,
You're gonna
so
love it.
now
Yeah.
in all of his years that I turned them on to hockey and football there in
Right,
Nashville,
right.
he would never turn that down.
No.
He'd be the first one in the place.
Yeah.
So
Get out of my way. I'm
yeah. Sam, you don't understand. And I had the guy sitting next to me. I go, no, my kid doesn't want to go up and sit. What's the matter with him? I guess you're a Dolphin fan. So,
Yeah.
So that was on 9/9.
Mm.
And so it got interesting the next few days.
I
I
guess.
drove right by Shanksville.
Did you?
the
Did you
next day,
really?
The day before.
Oh,
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah, I was driving from Baltimore up to Nemacolin Woods, which
Mhm.
is a resort
Mm.
outside of Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and drove right by it there and back. I drove by it in the morning and drove by it at night going back to Baltimore. And then, of course, the next day I was flying to Chicago, and
Almost, yeah.
we were over Columbus when they put the air brakes on the
Mm.
737, and they took it down into Chicago. So I had a hotel and a rental car. So I was very blessed. I did not get COVID.
No.
Anyway, some interesting times, and I sure
Yeah.
am glad I don't have to travel in a plane anymore every
No.
week. I mean, it was every week, man.
Yeah.
And we all know whether it's fun or business.
Right.
It ain't fun anymore.
No. Yeah. For the first.
Toto.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right.
So Italian ice machine. I think this is mandatory. I think along with dispensing the product, you need to have a musical interlude, right?
Oh, they never thought of that.
Right. There you go. Wouldn't that be fun to have an Italian ice machine?
Do that
with
while
it?
it's,
Yeah.
and then it's done when you're finished.
Yeah. I love it. That's the Tarantella, by the way,
Okay,
if you're keeping score.
nice. And what's that? B flat? I don't know.
No, it sounds like an F sharp to me.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about music,
No,
so
yeah.
I was just
yeah,
guessing.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm guessing.
A Tarantello.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? It's
I don't know what it's just that Tarantella is just it's ubiquitous in Italian.
what's ubiquitous?
It's always out there. It's always
Be careful with me, Frank.
okay.
It's been a long
It's
day.
all
dude.
it's part of the Italian nomenclature. When you say Tarantella,
Just shut up and
they
listen
just
to
know.
me.
Yeah, they just
I
know.
got you. I got you.
Yeah. So
So hey,
very cool.
You can get this. I feel like Bubba Gump.
Yeah.
Somebody was actually. This is a good one. I want to see what your answer would be to this.
All right.
Do you sell any American sinks? So,
Oh.
do you sell any sinks made in America?
Good question. And the answer would be yeah.
Well, I mean,
there's-
Frankie's in the U.S.
Yes.
Blanco's in these people all have USA
Right.
addresses,
Right.
and so I listened to my salesperson say, no, these are made in Switzerland and these are made in Germany. Well, they're made in Switzerland and Italy and there's
Right.
about a whole bunch,
Right.
like and they're grand.
Alphabet soup. I mean,
Really,
it's, yes.
They
Mhm.
built a new plant in Slovakia to make their composite sinks that are made out of that granite
Mhm.
composite. And then I feel like Bubba Gump. You got a sink made in
Right.
this country and a sink made in that country. And what I really liked about it, Frankie, our price book a couple years ago, is it had below each item it would show the country it was made in. And I'm telling you, in a store like ours, it's really an important thing. And they may think, well, we just put it in. Well, they took it out. So then I had to start making stuff up. But I was trying to be as accurate as I could. So
Sure, of course.
you're not making it up to lie to anybody. The other thing is not only do we have the Frankie, which is our main focus tonight, we have Blanco, which is from Germany and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Equinox, which is a European word for stainless.
Oh,
and
how
it's
cool.
It's from Turkey.
Ah, yeah.
So, I said those were shot over in the Scud missile, but
but
the Turkish sinks are beautiful.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And they're priced like below a Frankie and maybe it at a Blanco price could be different. But these are not your typical type. I don't want to say they're not your typical type sinks that you would buy at the big box. You're usually going to be a special order there, but for us, everything's a special order.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
special.
Well, absolutely, as well as you should be.
And I got to tell you, Frank, you're one of the few people who've been in our store many times.
Mhm.
You understand it backwards and forwards. So, if there's something I'm not saying, that's
No, you're doing good. So let's tell our customers about your all-in-one universal accessory system.
Well, they have a couple sinks right now. One's called the Culinary Center, and one's called the. Anyways, they have tons of accessories. You have a colander, you have a cutting board. That's plastic that you can put in your dishwasher.
Nice.
They've got a rolling mat, which is a new thing to the industry. It's stainless bars going across where you go across your sink or your counter and use it as a trivet or as something going over your sink to
cool.
Most of the sinks these days that we're selling, I'd say 90% of them are single bowls.
Yes.
One bowl, as people will call them different things.
Yeah.
Two buckets, one bucket.
You got more room to work, especially if you have large pots and pans to clean. And when you've got a small basin to work in, it could be a kind of a watery mess because you're going to be splashing water up onto the countertop.
Well, what you have to remember is the single bowls are really about the same size as your double bowls that are in there. Those double bowls, if you have a drop-in sink that's dropped into a counter, that's 22 by 33, 22 left to right. I mean, front to back, and then the 33 dimension left to right. So 22 by 33, and most cabinets our kitchen cabinets are going to be around 36 inches.
Yeah.
So what's really important for you to know is, if you're ordering new cabinets, order cabinets that are going to work for the sink you want. Pick your sink first before you pick your cabinets. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're trying to retrofit.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people come in and go, well, you know, and
we
then
already
they'll go-
did our shopping. Now we have to find a
and now,
sink to
now they got to
drop
put a
in.
little 30-inch sink in there that's going to compromise their whole idea of what they wanted to do, and
Right.
kind of throws a little bit of soap on
Mm.
their remodel.
That is probably the biggest tip of the day. I think that if you come away with anything from this show, is the fact that you want to select your sink material prior to the selection of the
And the
cabinetry.
other side of that is if you're not going to replace your
Yeah.
cabinets,
Yeah.
and you're just going to replace your top,
Mm.
what you do is you go to your kitchen cabinet, you open the two doors.
Mm.
Okay, you got your left, right, and your right door, your
Mm.
left, right, and your right door.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really, you listen to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been meeting since 7 this morning. I'm not wacko. No, but in all seriousness, I can't tell you how many times we repeat this a day. You open that up and you take your tape measure and you put it on the bottom of your cabinet. And you
Mhm,
run it, and whatever that measurement is,
mhm.
that's the largest sink you can get in there, including the rim, the edge. Your edge for your undermount sink for them to mount the clips is an inch flange that they use, and they put brackets over that,
Mhm.
and it has to fit within the framework of that cabinet. So the last
So
thing,
the undermounts, that's the popular direction,
right?
right?
I think we've talked last
Yes.
week briefly
Mhm.
about the top mounts, but when
Mhm.
I came almost 20 years ago, it was 99% top mounts.
Yes.
Now it's 99% undermounts.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's you know, and some people get insulted when we ask them so many questions, but
You have to understand what their needs are.
we're trying to save them. You know, last thing you want to be doing is putting the day your guy comes to put your top in,
Mhm.
you give him the sink and he goes, this isn't gonna fit.
Right.
Then they're in there and they're all stressed and having a heart
Right,
attack
right,
and bleeding all over the floor in your showroom, and
I hate when that
you got to
happens.
call the dog to lick it up and whatever. But
Right?
but you know, when you've seen this scenario over and over and over, those are it. So you're keeping your cabinets, you're replacing your top, you open up your two doors where your kitchen sink is going, and
Mhm.
you measure between wall and to wall, and that will give you your size of the sink you can use in there.
Because those are
Okay?
your drop dead points.
That's right.
As far as
So-
you can go.
So you could have a 34-inch cabinet, but it's really 36 because you have the mullion and the wall in
Stuff
between
going
and all
on.
that.
Yeah.
And then if you're replacing everything, you know, good luck. No, you want to
Yeah.
you want to know that the cabinet your cabinet guy is doing. You want to make sure that really. I'm just saying, if you can pick your sink out ahead of time, then he can configure that cabinet layout and put the fill-ins where he has to.
Yeah.
Not after the fact, or he doesn't. Oh my God,
Mhm.
doesn't work. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good. After the fact, or oh my God. Oh my God! Now what do we do, Louise?
Oh no.
Yeah, so those are big
Big tips of the day.
I think so.
So, well, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about work center sinks.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right.
You go. It's your turn.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back. Thanks. Hello, caller. Hey, yeah, we're on break right now, Deb. Right. 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 Exactly. That's what I mean, that was for me, that was the big takeaway. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, you could be on the air if you want. Stand by. We'll be live in about 50 seconds. Stand by.
Stand by, caller 12. It's good to hear.
Debbie. Yeah.
Are you remodeling your kitchen? No.
She might. You never know. And we are back. Thanks for sticking with us. We've got a caller on our Newsmaker line. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, it's me, Deb.
Hey, Deb.
I was there a couple weeks ago to talk with y'all about wonderful European kitchens. And tonight was the greatest segment that you had about opening your cabinet doors and measuring how big your sink could be.
It's cool. Great,
Right.
Deb. Glad to
Yeah.
hear
It
it.
is very cool because most people don't know that. I don't even think contractors really realize that.
Yeah.
That they just go and they sublet everything and everything gets put in A, B, C, D.
Right.
But
Right.
someone could have a bigger sink than they actually wanted.
That's it.
Correct.
If you picked up the sink and then put the cabinets with them.
Yeah. A more useful work area. Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it could be bigger. It could be 4 or 6 inches bigger than the contractor was going to put in.
You're exactly right. You know, it's, I can't tell you how many times, Deb. And, you know, the last thing you want somebody to do is get a sink too small, or they get that
Right.
one that's too big that, you know, then they've been all over town looking, they've been going, especially when the people haven't shopped with us. I love that, you know, we're telling her, I didn't know that, but that was a great comment. I really appreciate you calling in and stroking that one for us a little bit.
No, that was great. I'm a visual person, and you described it perfectly, so I could visualize what
Does that
was going on.
mean you're getting ready to remodel your kitchen?
No, I've been looking at it for a long time. I have a 1956 kitchen. Believe it or not, I have a pink sink. I
Well-
have a little flat top that from whatever that is in there to cook with. I have not a full oven in there, and over the years, I'm sure someone changed some of it.
I don't think so.
But yes, as I'm doing this in my mind, your suggestions were wonderful.
What color is your refrigerator?
Oh, I have a new refrigerator. I have a stainless steel
I have a
refrigerator.
new one. I was waiting for
There's a
avocado
refrigerator,
green.
but there
or-
was
Flamingo
no
pink, yeah.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
No.
Well,
Nice.
at least I know you're out there, and when you get to do your remodel, we know where you're coming next. So, you know,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
I used
There
to,
you go.
I remember one of my more fun things. I sold a sink to Robin Delgado.
Oh yeah.
Remember Robin?
Sure.
And
Yeah, she used to work
I
for
sold her
Phil D.
one.
Bird, yeah.
She bought a home out there on the island,
Mhm.
and I sold her this aqua sink for her kitchen.
Wow.
She goes, "This is gonna match perfectly."
Aw.
So, hey, Dad, guess what I sold? Guess what I got out of the attic? Because usually, Deb, when you go to the attic, you don't come back.
Yeah.
Frank knows.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, you up there?
You guys have a great night, and thank
Thanks.
you for being on the radio every week.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Deb.
it.
All right. Appreciate the
Okay.
call. All right. All
Uh-huh.
right. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Very cool. Well, very good. That's good
Yeah.
to know. Because this is the thing. Yeah. I mean, Yes.
I want to make up some other stuff. Can I do it?
You
here?
can make it up some other stuff.
They're believing me, Frank. No,
All
it's
right.
all true.
So work center sinks. We got a couple minutes left. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
There's, what's happened over the years. What's really very interesting is Frankie, they've had work center sinks for over 100 years.
Mhm.
They started it. And just in the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of the key manufacturers
They're copying that.
are
yeah.
starting to do it.
Yeah.
And there's some patents they can't get around with Frankie,
Mm.
and there's other things. And I just kind of chuckle when I see what's going on out there. And I have to say, between these two main manufacturers of us, Frankie is my number one kitchen person
Mm.
company.
Mhm.
They just them and
They knock it
Blanca,
out of the park.
they
yeah.
knock it. They have it.
Mhm.
I mean, I got to pay a price list. It's about 242 pages,
Yeah.
and it's really nice. The artwork will blow you away.
Right.
And when people come in, in the store, we have all these really, really nice sinks on display
Mhm.
for you to look at and play with the toys and see
Mhm.
if it's something you like.
Right.
And I think generally, there's a few things we recommend, whether you're buying a stainless sink, which just to let you know, stainless is still in.
Yes.
I always use a quote from my dear mother, Peggy, who was like, she was like Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, okay.
So, very elegant,
Yes,
but
yes.
very funny. People
Yes.
here who know my mom know what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Well, mom would say, well, stainless is like a set of elegant pearls. It goes with everything.
Yes.
So I still tell people that. And
Ah.
then when I show them the composite sinks, which come in colors,
Mhm.
made from a very durable product that's proven over 30 years old, scratch resistant,
Mm.
stain fading resistant, that you sell that for what it's worth. The color, the ease of clean, the ease of taking care of.
Right.
It's soft on the dishes.
No muss, no fuss. You
No
put-
muss, no fuss.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one at my house, a composite black one I put in out in Hammock Creek when I moved in 18 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. But
Florida time.
yeah, Florida
Seems like
time.
just last
That's
week.
right.
Yeah.
Anyways, they it looks exactly like the day I put it in.
Isn't that cool?
And I really can say that. Of course, people say, "Well, what do you clean it with?" I said, "Dee Dee, come here." No, I know what it's easy to clean. Soft scrub and
Mhm.
whatnot. But I mean, a stainless sink, which the quality of the stainless really makes a difference.
Right.
The level of nickel in it, which prevents anything from rusting. If you can put a magnet on your sink and it sticks, you got problems, kid. You're in a 400 series high, low nickel content, and that sink isn't going to last very long.
Yeah.
But the 300 series, 304 series stainless, Frankie has, and they also, which is Blanco, but Frankie also has 316 stainless, which is very durable outside, even more durable than this. They make outdoor faucets. And, the stuff is there. It's there to pick. And if you've got the right budget and you really want to do it right,
Mm.
come see us.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 wonderful salespeople, and if they're busy, then you get Mr. Wonderful. You might
And
want
who would that be?
Frank Mezzapelle.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Frank just stopped in here. He knows enough about this stuff. So
I'll
anyway,
take them by the Toto display,
there you
which is
go.
always a lot of fun.
there you go.
Yes.
You can throw golf balls in it, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the seat open up when I go, hey.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's very. And now we have that one that you were talking about that's in the display room.
Yes.
Because we got the one in the bathroom when you walk in. It
Ah.
opens up. I go, yes, I'm here.
Yes.
I am the king.
Ready
My
for
name-
action.
My name is John. Get ready, baby. So, anyways,
That's great.
Oh,
So
well.
where can our listeners find you, John?
well, on Saturdays you can find me in front of my TV watching some.
Okay.
No, you can find me. You can find my wonderful staff. Our store here in the Stewart area
Mhm.
in Martin County is at 197 Southeast Monterey Road.
Right.
just east of Canner, right there behind the car wash that they put in.
Yep.
And so we're there, and that's at 772-221-3990. You look at the building. It doesn't. If you come into a place you've never been in, you're gonna go, wow, that's pretty nice for a building that looks like that. So I like to pretend I'm in the hood. I'm in my hood. And we've been there, and we've had a lot of people move into the hood since we moved in because just down the street from next to, I love it.
Well, on Fox News Radio today, they were saying that more people are moving to Florida than any other state in the union.
Did they quote any numbers?
I did not hear the specific number, but they just kept banging that specific statement. So that is huge. The last number I had heard was about 5,000 a day.
That's exactly what I heard. And
yeah.
Prior to that, it was a couple hundred.
Yeah.
But you can tell it. You can tell it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on infrastructure. Going forward, we're going to have conversations about water and water usage and that sort of thing.
It's zooming. It's all.
Yeah.
Everything's getting it. It's all expensive.
But we're delighted to have people come here because Florida's wonderful, and we want to share it with as many people as we can, comfortably, safely, as long as they pay attention and buy good products from John.
Yeah,
then we're good.
It's funny. We had this wonderful couple in today, right before I left, and they were working with one of my people on they wanted a touch faucet for the kitchen where you can touch it. And I have one that's fairly inexpensive. It's actually a pretty good deal. You're going to spend around. Well, they wanted the motion, which is mowing. You see it on TV.
Oh yeah.
They're the only one. Oh,
and that's funny.
Are we done?
Well, no, we got a whole minute.
We're done.
We got a whole minute.
No, but anyways, they were just saying how they like they like supporting local.
Yes.
And and I had like two people in a row stating the same thing. So,
nice.
Yeah.
As well as should be.
So, if you're lucky and you get me, remind me that you heard it on the radio and that Frank said so.
Exactly.
You can ask for the Frank Mezzapel special discount.
Yeah, and they can reach you at 221-3990, right?
Right. And if you're cruising through the county and you live up in Indian River, you can reach us up there at 770-772-9070.
Nice. Well done, John.
I couldn't do it without you, Frank.
Bye.